Hey everybody, Happy New Year. It's Lee Satterfield and Brett back for the Lee Satterfield Show. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Yeah, and anyway, we're back. It's been a while. Holiday season, snowstorm here in the South, but anyway, it's been cold. Probably cold everywhere else. Anyway, we're going to talk again about, the sore subject of last time, Star Wars. Once again, Brett has seen it again, and I think he still hates it.
I hate it even more the second time around.
Okay,
I
so
really do.
We're not going to go...
I won't go off. It's like
45,
I did before.
50 minutes into it, but let's just see where you're at.
I went from anger to depression.
Okay.
Now, so that's where I am in the cycle.
But you're not depressed.
I'm not depressed, but I'm depressed about how... basically, it's like, all right, we're going to reboot Star Wars. We're going to take all the expanded universe and throw it in the trash, which is okay, and which I agreed with, and then make this new canon. It's all going to tie together, and then when you see the movies, it stops tying together. They stopped tying it together, and then it's like, okay, we're back with Star Wars. All right, remember how Han and Leia were so great at the end? Okay, so they're together, and now, they got old, and their son grew up, and then he turned on them, and they didn't stay together, and Han's dead. Yay, Star Wars! And then it's like, okay, here we go. Luke Skywalker, he's great, he's back. We can't wait for the Luke Skywalker movie to come back. The most powerful Jedi that's ever existed. And then, he's just sort of there, and he's old, and he doesn't want to be there. He doesn't want to train anyone, and then he just dies because he's too tired. Star Wars! Oh yeah, and by the way, Akbar's dead too. So there you go. And so it just it left me with a very... unfulfilled and not satisfied feeling, because like I said before, I am one that would read or listen to the audiobooks, listen to the comics online as well, because I just don't have time to read anymore so much, but so I would follow all the canon stuff, and they have a whole story group that ties things together. So I would imagine that the story group is even a bit dissatisfied with how the movie went, but obviously I guess they're not the ones in position to make those calls. But I'm trying to keep it much, much shorter than last time, so that's pretty much it. But I just... I'll always love Star Wars. I'm hoping it gets turned around with Episode 9, and we'll see what happens.
I mean, you're hoping it gets turned around, but do you have hope, for Episode 9?
Unlike Leia, again, there's the other thing. Like, Leia has hope through the whole thing, and then at the end she's like, I guess hope's gone. We fought to the end.
Okay.
But so I have hope. I think I hope that J.J. Abrams is able to turn around the stuff that it seems that Rian Johnson just threw out the window of what was built up in the last movie and in the canon that preceded it.
Well, with any story, you had to have kind of a down part.
Oh yeah, that's the conflict. You have to have the conflict. But and that's obvious. I mean, that's why Empire Strikes Back is so good. It's good that the good guys lose and that things don't go their way. You obviously have to have that part as the second part of a trilogy. But this was just done callously, and like I said, a lot of it did not adhere to the stuff that they were talking about in canon. And again, there's so many different points about again. I don't want to rehash everything we talked about before with Leia and Phasma and Hodo.
It doesn't seem like majority of everyone feels this way.
I might think about it a little more.
A lot of people feel that way. A lot of people have these nitpicky things.
I think it's been the most divisive Star Wars movie ever, for sure. And I am surprised when I hear people who, the Star Wars podcasts I listen to, that say that they like it, and they're deep involved in the canon, and for the most part, they say they like it, although they quibble with some parts, for sure. But they still say that they end up liking the movie, and they think it's a good movie. But
it is very much the Trump Star Wars movie. Would you say?
I would not make that connection, but I try not to associate Trump with anything that I like.
Well, you said it's the most divisive the Star Wars movie.
Oh. Well, if it would be the most hated Star Wars movie in my mind if I could associate Trump with it. But I can't associate Trump with Star Wars because even that movie is a million times better than Donald Trump. So
you think it's worse than The Phantom Menace?
I think it's probably done better than the Star Wars Menace. Or Star Wars Menace. Yeah. See, you threw in Donald Trump, and now I'm getting all messed up. But I think the movie is probably done better in retrospect than those prequels. However, I think this movie was more like a slap in the face to people who really follow the canon that has been built up over the past few years since Disney bought Lucasfilm. And so I find it, the prequels made me sad when I saw them, or disappointed. I was disappointed, like, oh, really? Like, that's okay. But then leaving this movie, I got angry because I was like, how could they do that? Like, that is horrible. And so instead of just being like, that wasn't done so well, oh well. That's that. And when leaving a little bit unfulfilled with it, this one I left unfulfilled and disappointed and angry about the choices that they made. So I left with a very different feeling.
Okay. Well, I'm just checking to make sure you're all right.
I'm okay. I'm surviving.
You don't need to go see anybody about it, right? You're not going to go see a therapist about it or anything?
I'm seeing you, Lee.
Okay, well, I mean, I'm basically like a therapist.
There you go. I rant about to my brother, and he laughs at me, but
what does he think?
He's a huge Star Wars fan like me, and he knows about all this stuff too. And
but what does he say?
He's like, yeah, I think it was fine. He doesn't have any counter argument to the things that I say. Like, convince me to like it. I want to like it like you do. And then he just laughs. It's like, it's just, I was fine with Luke being old.
The counter argument is just a movie.
We talked about that before too. Star Wars is not just a movie.
Well, I mean, the counter argument is that the bar was very lowered with the 90s, 2000 prequels.
Well, the bar was raised so high with The Force Awakens. I mean, when The Force Awakens was coming out, the trailer came out. The bar was not low. The bar was not. I diskagree. I think it was
raised
super
that high,
especially when you bring back Luke for the second one. It was super high for that. And I think a lot of like Luke Skywalker fans, in particular like me, and huge Star Wars fans, we've been waiting like basically our whole lifetime for the Luke Skywalker movie to come back and to see what he looked like and to see what he was doing as the most powerful Jedi ever. And then you just, I'll bring it back. He's drinking blue milk out of some weird space cow, and he's just telling the girl to go away.
So petty. Again, so petty.
I don't see how you see it that way, but we'll agree to disagree.
But you saw the toy they made online. That's funny.
I did. That was yeah. Mark Hamill actually retweeted that, so at least he's having a laugh at it too.
Yeah.
But I agree with every word he said before he came back and said, "Well, I was wrong, and Rian Johnson was right," and but everything he said before that, I agree with. He said, this isn't Luke Skywalker to me. It's like Jake Skywalker or somebody. And I disagree fundamentally with everything that you saw Luke Skywalker doing. And so I can imagine the position that Mark Hamill was in.
So what do you think is going to happen? Do you think it's it? Do you think he's coming back?
Well, I mean, he'll be a Force. There's no way he can't be a Force ghost. He's got to be.
Well, we know that,
ghost.
But do you think it's more than that?
No, I don't see. I mean, you can't. It's not a soap opera exactly. Like, he disappeared and now suddenly he's gonna reappear back. Although, who knows? Maybe I would like that better. I have no idea because I want to see Luke Skywalker be Luke Skywalker, like we talked about.
Now, what they did and no one talked about in the movie, and what everybody went into the movie wanting to know, was who were Rey's parents. And what the movie did was the biggest misdirection of all time. It made everyone not think about who Rey's parents were.
That was another part that I really disagree with, but I can live with that one more than I can live with, okay, where were the Knights of Ren that were in the Forceback vision? Because they were there when the Jedi Temple was burning down, and then you see the Jedi Temple. Nobody
cares
down.
About that. That's
bad writing. That's like, I think is what they did.
That's just super dork.
No, I don't think that's just bad writing. If you create a universe and you have a group of you have a story group whose job it is to tie everything together.
Well,
and then
you're okay though, right? You're going to be all right.
I'm getting angry again, but I'll be okay.
2018 is going to be all right, right?
I'm good.
So we have to wait 2 years, right?
Although the Han Solo movie, honestly, I may not go see it in the theater.
Who's going to be in this?
A bunch of people I don't know, and Woody Harrelson.
Woody Harrelson's going to be in it?
Woody Harrelson's going to be in it. He's going to be like the father figure to Han Solo.
I'll go see. I'll go see anything Woody Harrelson's in.
I'll see anything with Star Wars, but I don't know if I'm gonna. I don't know. I may when it comes out. Like, okay, I have to see it. But
didn't they cast Donald Glover to be the?
Is that
Lando?
his name? Yeah, Donald. Whatever. I don't know his last name, but the guy who's a rapper, and a comedian, and an actor, and a director.
Unpopular opinion, but that guy sucks.
I mean, I'm sure he's super talented, but I don't really.
I mean, that guy is just.
I don't really know.
That guy's a pretty overrated person.
I would never want to bash anybody for being successful at what they love to do. I mean, I'm not going to bash a guy. I don't know anything about him.
I wouldn't bash anyone for being successful. Good. You got over on some people. Good.
Well, you know, I mean, hey.
People typically like bad things. I mean, they've made, 20 Fast and Furious movies?
I have no idea. I've never seen any of them.
But that Donald Glover guy is not very good.
I honestly don't know.
I mean, that Atlanta show is awful.
I've never seen it. Although I've heard it's really good. I have not seen it.
It's probably better than The Town. I mean,
hey, now.
But I mean,
that's our home, man.
That show's not very funny.
Well,
and I didn't like.
Is it a comedy?
I didn't like Community. I mean, I like Joe McHale. Chevy Chase was pretty good in the vacation movies, but that show is not very funny. Donald Glover's not very good.
I saw a few episodes.
His stand-up comedy's not great. Childish Gambino, it's just a rap.
I heard the thing he did with the now. What it was interesting. He took. I'm a big fan of Sufjan Stevens, and he took an old Sufjan Stevens record, and made a rap mixtape out of it or whatever before he got super popular.
Oh wow, he sang karaoke over a rap over someone's CD.
Excuse me. I haven't heard it in years.
That's
incredible. I can't remember how it was. There was a drum loop to it too. I'm sure.
Okay, but you're okay, right?
I'm okay.
You're gonna be okay.
I'll be okay, and the last thing I'll say,
but you have good health care. You can if you need like a therapist, you can get one, right?
But the last thing I'll tell you is, you're my therapist now. But good luck.
Because I have such great credentials.
But the last thing I'll say is, I think that, for sure, my enthusiasm for reading the new books that come out in canon, the comic books and all that stuff, it's really made me lose a bit of interest.
Yeah.
I'm not as excited to see what the next book will be or whatever. I'm just not as interested, and that makes me kind of disappointed.
I never got into that stuff because
I did, and that's why it's disappointing.
There used to be like Dark Horse Comics, and they had all the Star Wars comic books and stuff.
But we always knew that was just like fan fiction. This was like when they were reconned by Disney. It was like the real thing. They were going back, to tie up all the loose ends.
Wasn't that stuff any better? Was it good? Not good?
Yeah, it was better. Yes, the books are great. I'm telling you, the Princess Leia book.
And you said it was good.
It was a great book. But at the Aftermath books, I thought were some of the worst books I ever read. I did not like the Aftermath books, I got to tell you. But the Princess Leia book, the name is escaping me right now, but the first Princess Leia book was really, really good. They should have made that maybe a movie. That would have been great to see.
Okay.
Anyway,
we'll see if your opinion changes as time goes on.
We'll see. Maybe I'll find a better opinion afterwards. But
I
don't
think
The
Force Awakens was. I mean, I liked it because I was so sick, and I finally I wasn't allowed to see it. I lied and snuck out to the theater with a wound vac on.
Was it because you weren't allowed in public, or you weren't allowed to leave the house? Like, what was the...
Technically,
both?
I wasn't allowed to leave the house because I was in home health care.
Yeah.
And, you don't want to, you're not supposed to go out. There's germs and things and whatever. But I went to see it anyway. I wasn't going to miss Star Wars.
Yeah.
I didn't get to see it when it first came out, but I went to see it, and I was like, oh, this is cool.
Yeah. I loved it. I thought it was great. If they just got rid of the second Death Star... It would have been a near perfect movie for me. I loved it.
You got to be pretty jaded and just super bitter to hate on Star Wars, and I just don't see you as a really jaded and bitter guy. But I guess you are.
No. No.
So I'm just checking on you. I'm making sure you're not,
I'll manage somehow.
thinking about ending it all.
No, I'll find a new hobby.
That's all right.
New books to read.
All right, so I'll just be checking on you every other day, okay?
Thank you, man.
All right, Happy New Year.
It's good to know you care.
Please?
Hey, Danger Woman, how you doing?
Fine, thank you for asking.
Yeah,
What's going on?
not much. So why don't we just do a special Victim of Goodbye tribute to just Carrie Fisher today?
Well, we'll start with Carrie Fisher, right?
Yeah, let's just do her tonight.
I better go turn off my computer so I can do this.
Turn off the what?
Because I have to turn, because I just remembered. I missed all the excitement. Anyway, I better go into log off, and then I'll be able to do it in my...
Okay, you want me to call you back in like a few minutes?
I'm just about ready to shut down the computer as we speak. I'm using my speed and agility to shut it down for the night.
Okay, you want me to call
Because
you?
I knew it was... stay with me.
Okay, I'll stay with you.
Because it's very important that I get this task done. Because when I hear the 2-minute warning through my headset, it reminds me to, how do you say it, prepare to shut down the laptop. And I will admit that I'm taking care of my protege.
Who's your protege?
She goes by the code identity of Night Raven.
Oh, Night Raven. Hey, well, while you're doing that, you have that very important health thing coming up, and you may want to tell the fans about the importance of getting a colonoscopy.
Yes.
Because it's very important.
I had to explain that to Feed It and Feed Bite yesterday when I did my status report.
Yeah.
Of course.
So that's coming up.
Yes, and that means I won't be I've got to enjoy whatever I'm going to eat tomorrow, because starting Sunday, got to go on that yucky liquid diet. Yucky.
Liquid diet, yeah.
And I just
and make
found
sure you
that
get the.
I found out what my flavor was.
Yeah, get the flavor you don't like, because if you get the
They
flavor
chose
you
lemon.
like,
How do they know that I don't like lemon?
you probably like all the flavors.
Yeah, but I
They
figured
say-
the lemon is the least favorite.
Yeah, get the least favorite flavor you like, because if you drink the flavor you like, you're not gonna want it for a while because it's really gross.
Yes, I know.
But do me a favor, after your colonoscopy, give me a call from the fart room.
I will do that.
That'd be awesome. Give me a call from the fart room and put me on speakerphone. I want to hear you fart.
I know I've never done that before, but I don't think that's appropriate behavior.
I know, but it happens in life. I mean, everyone farts. Has anyone ever wrote a book called Everyone Farts? And there's like a book for kids called Everyone Poops, but maybe we should write a book for adults called Everyone Farts about getting a colonoscopy.
That would be
about colonoscopy awareness. Everyone farts. Like, it's okay to get a camera up your butt.
Oh, yeah.
Like, there's nothing wrong with it.
Or at least, like...
You know?
I tried to explain it to Feed It and Feed Bite because they had questions. And I'm a telepath, remember?
You're a telepath?
That's one of my powers, you know? Of course,
It's a good power to have.
especially when I have to contact feedback whenever there's a messy situation that my pets get into. You know, the pets...
Well, I mean, a colonoscopy could be a very messy situation.
Oh, it's scary, I know. At least I know that educating not only the kids about it, but also the adults as well. I Could you call me back in a few minutes? I'm getting another call.
Yeah. Okay, call you soon. Bye.
Hello.
Hey, Deadpool in a banana costume. How you doing?
Doing great, man. How are you?
It's been a minute. We're going to talk about wrestling.
Cool.
Let's do it. So did you watch Wrestling Kingdom or just hear about it?
I only got to watch the Jericho Kenny match.
Cool. What was the outcome on that?
It was no DQ. I didn't know about that going into it, but they haven't really done much of anything like that in New Japan, at least recently. And it was pretty hard hitting and intense. Kenny actually got busted open, and they were using chairs and hitting each other in the head, and with all the concussion stuff that's happened the last few years, nobody's really done stuff like that in a while on that big of a stage. So it was all pretty shocking, and it definitely lives up to the hype. And Jericho is just a great heel. At one point, he was pushing referees down, and at one point he went out to one of the photographers and stole his camera and taking pictures of Kenny all bloody on the ground, and he took pictures of him flicking off the crowd. It was good stuff. But he ultimately just used his star power to push Kenny up even higher and let him get the win.
How did you watch it?
I was just scrolling through YouTube, and somebody posted the whole match right after it aired.
Yeah.
Before it got taken down. So
the biggest problem I had with the whole thing is, and this is the biggest problem I have with New Japan and the internet wrestling fans in general, is just that, it's just not a threat to WWE.
No.
And it's just an internet fanboy dream, They don't have a business plan. It's a Japan bubble.
And they're slowly trying to get out of that, but they're not. It's still in the infant stages of.
It's such an easy thing to do, Hire lawyers, hire the marketing people to get the dang apps on Apple TV, Roku, Amazon Fire. Have the app so people can watch that stuff on TV. They have the network.
Yeah.
Make it so people can buy it. I would have bought the network, and heck, they have, 4 major pay-per-views a year, just like WWE does.
Yeah.
Where, I would watch the pay-per-views. I'm a wrestling fan. I would keep up with it even. Yeah. But I'm not going to watch it on my computer. Yeah. I'm not going to take my computer and hook it up to my TV. Okay? And that's what this tiny little niche of people are doing. And those are the losers of the internet. That's what the loser wrestling fans do. And those are the same people that think Cody Rhodes rules the universe. And I'm a Cody Rhodes fan. I love Cody Rhodes. And Cody Rhodes has a major place in wrestling, and he always will, because his name is Rhodes. And he quite frankly, he doesn't suck. He's great. It's not just his name, he's good. And if he doesn't get injured, he's going to be awesome. And he can come back home to WWE and be awesome.
Well, I think that's ultimately the plan, and he's working safe too. I mean, even though he's wrestling in Ring of Honor and all these other indies where people are doing flips and stuff and doing crazy bumps, he's not. He's working way smarter, so I think he'll be fine.
But what the hell were they thinking with the biggest Western, pump up without any kind of advertising being spent, with all these people talking about it and hyping it up? What the hell were they thinking without, just putting it on some apps?
Yeah.
Local yokel, Pittsburgh, stupid local yokel wrestling everywhere has Roku channels.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Beach TV in Panama City Beach has a Roku channel. Smoky Mountain TV has a Roku channel. Have a Roku channel.
Yeah. They'll get there. I mean,
They'll get
still,
there. Just make one.
It's still not. I don't think it's big enough in the U.S. yet for them to warrant something like that. To be honest with you.
It doesn't have to be big enough. It's just so stupid. It's not gonna be. It's just a pipe dream. It's a bunch of idiots. So all the people that talk about it being some kind of competition, like it's so much better and this is so great and this is that, are just a bunch of idiots. A bunch of imbeciles.
Yeah, it's not better. It's different.
It's a spot fest that no one's ever gonna see. It's just flabbergasting is what it is. And
well, but it looks like the Jericho's sticking around because they had a little show the day after, kind of like the Raw after WrestleMania type equivalent, and he came out and attacked Naito, one of their other bigger stars. So it looks like he's going to have a program with him.
Sounds cool.
And stick around for a little while. So that's cool.
That's cool. I mean, but Jericho's used to small stuff. He plays in Fozzy.
Yeah.
But
his entrance music was their new single too, which was kind of funny.
Yeah, but but it's not even just that. It's not even just about having like apps for the internet TV. It's not even like on Direct TV. It's not on Dish Network. It's not on Comcast.
No.
When Juggalo Championship Wrestling is available on Comcast, and that isn't, I mean...
Oh, that's too bad.
You're not a threat. You know what I mean?
No.
So everyone just needs to shut the hell up. I'm sorry. And like they don't have any kind of legal control over who's bootlegging their Bullet Club t-shirts. It's just ridiculous. It's asinine.
Well, I mean, the Bullet Club, they have 100% control over all their merchandising.
No, it's not. You can go to all these different websites and get a Bullet Club t-shirt. They're definitely
behind all that. They got the Hot Topic deal and all that stuff.
But I mean, you can go to a bunch of different websites and go to any kind of like, local yokel wrestling t-shirt, website and get a Bullet Club t-shirt. I don't think they're going to shut that down. You know what I mean? If they can't get a Roku channel, and they're not smart enough to do that, they're not smart enough to shut down your, Deadpool in a banana costumes Bullet Club t-shirt site. So you might as well make some.
Yeah, I might as well make some. Why not?
Yeah. So I don't know how much
Banana Club.
I don't know how much of that. I don't know how much of that Hot Topic money's going back to them. I just think it's just a big.
Well, it's going back to the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega. It's not going to New Japan at all.
Yeah, I just think it's and all that stuff too. It's just such a NWO just rip off.
Oh, definitely.
God, it's so stupid. I mean, it's so bad. I can't believe people like it. I don't know.
I think it's funny that Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows tagged with Finn Balor on Monday, and it was just like nobody cared. They got to drop the ball on that one.
I thought it was cool.
No, it is cool. But
I thought it was awesome.
Like, they're trying to WWE is always trying to be like, no, nobody's ever wrestled anywhere else besides here. And then Michael Cole was all about, these three men have such a history together. It's like, what are you talking about?
Well, at first they didn't want to put any of those guys together, and now they're like, oh, they did it. And it seems like they just did it because that week Wrestle Kingdom was coming up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. But it's.
But were they just doing it that week, or is that going to be an ongoing thing?
I have no idea.
I would
guess
hope.
we'll see.
I would hope so, because that would be cool. Because
Yeah, I mean, they could just build a whole brand new thing within 3.
Because
and it would be fine.
if WWE put their own little Bullet Club together, it would just make the other one look like, excrement in comparison.
Definitely.
But anyway, so enough of that.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Royal Rumble and where that's going to get us. Let's just talk about the women first. First time they're ever going to do that. Basically, they're just going to have to put
Crazy.
every woman they have into it.
Yes. Well, and more, because I'm still confused if it's 20 or 30.
It's 30.
Kurt Angle's, okay, so it's going to have to be every woman they have plus more women.
Well, when you look
that aren't
at the
even there yet.
roster that's officially on the website, they don't even have every woman they actually have on the roster listed. So they're not even. I don't know if they just
Wow.
laid a lot of people off, but they don't have.
I don't know.
Like Asuka isn't even listed on the website.
Oh my God.
She's been wrestling
Wow.
for like 2 months, right? And she's not listed on the website. So
Well, you can blame Joey Styles for that one.
the Riot Squad's not listed. The Page,
Oh, wow.
the Page, and all those girls aren't listed. So there's a lot of people that are wrestling right now that aren't even listed. So we're really at close to 30 people on the main roster that are actually still going. We're about at 30. So if they just add and bring up a few more NXT girls, they're at about 30.
Well, I think they're going to bring some girls from the Mae Young Classic up.
They may, and I wouldn't be surprised. Nikki Bella is going to come back.
Yeah.
And, they might put Brie back in it, too. And I wouldn't be surprised if, like, Beth Phoenix makes an appearance.
Yeah, or Trish or Lita. Or,
Yeah, you might get one of those.
Yeah.
But, yeah, you might get some from like you said, the Mae Young. But they'll probably try to bring... They'll probably bring Ember Moon up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Something like that.
It's about time for that.
But, like, if you had to make a prediction, or make a few different ideas, like, who would you say?
I think they'd probably give it to Asuka.
Yeah,
Honestly.
I'm kind of with you just because they haven't put a belt on her yet.
Yeah. And it seems like they can't really figure out what to do with her. Like, she's just kind of like this ominous, she's never been defeated person, and that's her gimmick right now. So if they gave her, some clout and a title like that, like she's the Royal Rumble winner, and now she's going to WrestleMania, people might actually start, getting behind her and stuff.
My only other thought beyond that is, she could be defeated at Royal Rumble, and she's still not defeated in a real match.
That's true, yeah.
They might try to give it to someone like Nia Jax, who's big.
But they're doing that stupid thing with her, like being in love with Enzo right now. So I don't know what.
Yeah, it's a storyline. Storylines are storylines. So.
Yeah, but that's just like, I don't know. I feel like nobody takes her seriously. I'm not taking her seriously right now.
Well, I mean, I had a problem with her anyway because she just gets so damn winded.
Yeah, she's not. I don't know. I don't like her. She's not very good. She needs some work.
Yeah. I don't know. If you're The Rock's cousin or you're related to The Rock, I don't like you.
Yeah, exactly. It's like that's all you get. That's all you need, apparently.
But I mean, usually, like I didn't like her once they put her in that gauntlet match many months ago because, like, she was the last one in there and she was like about to die.
Yeah.
So
it's like that's a problem. People can tell.
And if you're gonna be fat, that's cool, but don't like make your ring attire make you look fat.
Yeah.
Do the best you can to hide that. And I mean, I'm sure she works out. They show her on Total Divas going out and walking and hiking and stuff. So she obviously tries to stay fit, but she was dying out there. She's huffing and puffing, and
it's apparently not working.
She's got to do more. I don't know. Anyways, I don't want to just dog on her.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter if you're fat or not. There's plenty of fat wrestlers that are super athletic.
Kevin Owens can go forever.
But Kevin Owens, Bubba Ray, Rikishi. I mean,
yeah, but Kevin Owens can go forever in spite of Randy Owens making fun of him, and then he says, You vape. So anyways, Asuka's probably the one, and we'll talk in the weeks to come and adjust our predictions.
Yeah,
so
seeing how they're running the stuff.
So let's go ahead and just move on to the men, and this is where it gets a little more crazier.
Yeah.
So what do you think for the men off the bat?
Well, see, I don't know what they're gonna do with, because they have the cruiserweights this year. I don't know if they're gonna put any of them in the Royal Rumble.
I guess
it wouldn't make any.
If they have to.
Yeah.
I mean,
but it's like
I can see that
it's kind of obvious they're not gonna win.
They do it. They'll do it for like the joking aspect. I could totally see them putting like a Gentleman Jack, Gallagher in there for a joke.
Exactly.
But I mean, they haven't used him in a while, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Royal Rumble can always have filler in it for fun.
Yeah.
But it looks like a lot of some of the marquee spots are going to not be in there. Like it looks like AJ Styles is going to be in a championship match.
Yep.
Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn are going to be fighting him. It looks like, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm. That's what they're doing.
Going to the championship side on the others. Looks like they're going to probably. Is it going to be a U.S. championship match at Royal Rumble? Is that what they're having Are they having a tournament to have that?
It'll be the finals of the tournament, because Ziggler walked out and they vacated the belt.
And Ziggler has not left the company. He just vacated the belt.
Yeah, he might be a surprise entrant in the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, but I don't see him winning. But
I also think that maybe Dean Ambrose might be in the Royal Rumble too.
Do you know how bad he was hurt?
I don't see. That's why I don't know. I haven't really done any research on his injury, but it may be he may have actually been hurt, but it might not be as bad as they're letting on. Because I don't know. I always like whenever somebody gets hurt, my conspiracy theory side of me always comes out, and they're like, because this whole Shield thing got real stale real quick because of Roman not being around, and it kind of lost momentum, and so like him and Seth being tag champions.
Well, that also helped them out probably more than the Shield.
Yeah, and it's just I don't know. It just kind of was like okay, what now?
Roman was getting booed like crazy, and then they probably think, oh yeah, man, the Shield really helped out Roman get cheered. No, what helped Roman get cheered was he got sick for a month and he wasn't on TV.
Exactly. Yep. But I think it brought the other two down. So maybe they were like, hey, Dean, you want to go take a break for a little while? And then when you come back, people will be like, oh, my God, Dean Ambrose.
I think it'd help him. It'd certainly help him.
Definitely.
This is Jason Jordan tagging with Seth Rollins. Oh, my God.
Oh, man.
But I don't want to get off on that. Jason Jordan, just go away. Yeah,
I don't know what's... it feels like they just keep putting Band-Aids on that.
I just want to... but one thing about that, though, I mean, we're going on tangents now, but, I mean, it does feel real in the sense that I do believe that Jason Jordan's... I don't know why I said Jason Jordan's. I do believe that Jason Jordan is Kurt Angle's son. I believe it. I believe.
Oh, I got you.
I believe that he's Kurt Angle's son.
Yeah.
But I still hate him. But I do believe he's Kurt Angle's son.
Well, it doesn't. I don't think it helps him that he's Kurt Angle's son.
Yeah. But I mean, there's something there in the sense that like it's still a good story in the sense that like it doesn't matter if he's over or like. Anything. I mean, it could be booed forever. It's still like it's usable for something.
I just think it's funny that like there was this big, they had the whole 24 thing with Kurt Angle where it was just like Kurt Angle's coming back home. he had some rough times, drugs, and like weird life situations, and now he's back. Oh, but he has an illegitimate son that he didn't know about.
They made it all real, and then they made it all fake.
It kind of just kiboshes all the redemption stuff.
They made it all about being real, and then they made it all about being fake.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, that's wrestling.
Right?
Yeah, so perfect. But anyways, back to the issue at hand. I mean, out of everything, and then you got Strowman and Lesnar. They're all out of the picture as far as and Kane. So they're all out of the picture as far as Royal Rumble, which are big players for the Rumble.
Yeah.
I mean, Kane is always a major player in the Rumble, and two things I'm saying for Rumble that are major players. Another thing is Rusev has suddenly become a major face.
Mm-hmm.
And he has been a major player in the Rumble for years. Always the second guy.
Somebody else that's kind of all of a sudden super over is Elias Sampson.
I cannot stand him. He sucks. I don't understand why he's over. And
because people are weird now. They're just like, man, this is terrible. I love it.
People are dumb. I mean, but he's not Elias Sampson. He's Elias.
Yeah, that's right.
And I don't know why you want to take a walk with him. It's not. Would you like to take a walk with it? Would you like to take a walk with a gimmick that isn't a gimmick?
Yeah, right.
Like, I'm going to sing a song that's not a song, and it's going to get interrupted. And am I a heel or am I a face or am I even a tweener?
Yeah, I don't even know. It's
so
weird.
hairy. It's so shitty. He's being pushed basically because he's a bad Triple H carbon copy at the beginning of his career.
Yeah.
And as soon as he makes a mistake or makes the wrong person mad, he will be featured endeavor just like Damien Sandow.
Yeah.
Because Damien Sandow was in Triple H's good graces just as much.
Yep.
So I believe that he's probably in Triple H's good graces right now because he looks and acts just like Triple H.
Yeah.
He probably hangs out with him.
He's like Hunter Hearst Helmsley and Jeff Jarrett had a dirty, greasy love child.
Yeah, I don't know. So,
but I think that as far as who's going to win the Royal Rumble and for the men, I don't know, man. It's tough. Like we said, there's so many. I hope they don't do something boring and they're just like Roman Reigns again.
Or are they going to have an Intercontinental Championship match?
They are.
Well,
I think.
Then they shouldn't have him enter the Royal Rumble.
Well, I mean, they always do, though. The only ones that never enter are the people in the main championship match. Everybody else is always
so
in it.
lame. They just shouldn't. Like, if you're in the other matches, you just shouldn't be in it.
Nope.
I think that should just be it. And I think
the other thing that I think could be cool is, they did the whole Gallows Anderson and Balor thing. Maybe they help Balor win the Royal Rumble, and he kind of does sort of a heel turn, sort of.
That could just be a 1 week thing, but we'll see if that ends up being something.
Yeah.
My thought process and my money on it is really, and it's early, and we'll talk about this next week or the weeks to come, and we'll see where we're thinking and how it develops. But my early money on it is really on The Miz.
Yeah, that was the other one I was going to say.
I think they took that belt off him early to reposition him to have the belt.
Yeah, totally. And they did. It's funny that you say that because they started doing these YouTube things where people talk about just like their career and stuff like that, just like random little 15-minute things on YouTube. And they just had one with The Miz, and they went through like all these pictures throughout his career, and he talked about all the pictures and all this stuff. And then they talked about how he was the champion and he was the Grand Slam champion, And he was like, yeah, I've won every belt until now. There's a new belt I haven't won. And he kind of offhandedly mentioned that. And I was like, that's interesting. So.
Yeah, I think that they're sort of setting it up for that. They made this special too. I mean, it could be the YouTube videos you're talking about, but they're also made this special for the network as well.
Yeah.
So, and
it could be. Maybe it's like an excerpt from that.
So I think that's where we'll leave it this week, and then next week, in the weeks to come, we'll kind of pick it up and see what updates we see. So I'm thinking Miz is a good bet, and also the Finn Balor thing sounds interesting as well.
Yeah, but who knows?
Yeah. All right. Good talking. Thanks for your input. I think we got some good ideas. And I still think Elias Sampson kind of sucks because I don't like. I mean, he's okay. He's not a bad talent in the ring, but I don't like people that don't have gimmicks. All right.
Yeah.
Talk to you soon. Thanks, man.
All right. See you.
All right, everybody. Thanks for listening. Thanks, Brett.
You're welcome. Thank you.
And you're gonna feel better. Star Wars wasn't that big of a deal. It'll get better.
It is that big a deal, but I'm going to try to somehow manage.
we can just get together one day and just play with the toys, and then we can redo the movie with the toys.
They're not toys, man. They're action figures.
Well,
no, just kidding. I like that.
I mean,
the movie.
action figures.
Yeah.
We can play action figures.
But they must not be touched. They are
okay.
pristine on the bookshelf.
Never mind. I was just going to play toys and action figures, and I thought we could just redo the movie the way you wanted to. Okay, well, anyways, we're going to try to do this about once a week and try to stay on it for 2018. Thanks for listening. Subscribe to the channel, and
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Thanks.
Happy New Year, Richard.